All right, everybody, we've got a cluster. We got a cluster. Let's let some folks join in here so we can talk about what a cluster my life is. God dang, it's freaking hot in here. It's really stuffy in here. It's killing my eyes. So we've got a hell of a cluster today, and I am just, God damn it! Like I swear to God, every time we're gonna get there. Just hold on, folks. We got to get a few more viewers in here first, otherwise I'm gonna be repeating myself. But I have good news and bad news. The good news is my truck is out here in the parking lot. The bad news is my truck is out here in the parking lot, and we're gonna talk about why that's bad in a second. So I'm going to give you guys the Cliff's Notes, and then we're going to go out and you guys are going to reprogram the power steering rack with me with ForeScan. So anyway, this is what I thought was going to run into. But basically, I got told that my F-150, so they fixed it, and this shop did a really good job. I'm not going to name the shop because I don't want people like trashing them. They did a really good job on the truck. The repair, they did a good job. They did the power steering rack repair the way they were supposed to. The truck drives better now because it has power steering, and it also doesn't have it doesn't have a front end noise anymore. That old power steering rack must have had a bad bushing in there or something that was going bad. Drives good. But the problem is they're like, yeah, hey, it's ready. And I'm like, sweet. So I go down to pick it up, and I'm like, I literally have my stuff packed. I'm ready to get in the truck and start driving to Arkansas. And they're like, oh, we couldn't do the alignment. And I'm just like, why? Why the fuck could you not do the alignment? Are you kidding me? Come on. And they're like, it's too big for our alignment rack. It's an F-150. Like, it's an F-150. It's not a freaking dually F-350. Like, I don't understand. Like, it should fit on your alignment rack. But why didn't you tell me that it didn't fit on your alignment rack when you found out that it wasn't going to fit on your alignment rack this morning so I could have got an appointment somewhere? I can't get anybody in this fucking hellhole of a town to align this truck. Like, I cannot drive it like this. It is so out of whack, it's going to destroy my tires, and then I'm gonna have to spend $1,500 on tires. Like, it is so out of whack, understandably so, that it is absolutely going to destroy my tires, and I'm not going to take that financial loss. I have called everybody, and we're about to call some more people on the phone live, so you guys know what a pain in the ass it is to be out here. And I am pissed. I'm not really pissed at the shop. I'm just pissed at the situation. I'm a little bit annoyed that I didn't get a phone call sooner so I could have started working on this. Because I feel like I've been sitting since I got up this morning when this realization came to play. I feel like I could have probably found a solution to this problem and it wouldn't be a big deal. It's like communication, people, is so important when you own a shop. But they did a good job fixing it. But anyway, so we're gonna start making some phone calls. I've called Ford dealerships. They've told me to kiss my own ass, pound sand. Nobody will help me. I have explained to all the shops that I've called that I desperately need an alignment. This is why. And they're like, oh, you should be fine driving at home. Like, I'm not driving at home. I'm 20 hours from home. I'm going to put 4,000 to 5,000 miles on it before the next time I can get home. Because when I get home, I can get it aligned at the Ford dealership in town. All I got to do is show up and they'll take care of it. They're good people. But I cannot drive it like this. I cannot drive it like this. So I am stuck just as much as I was, even though I've got my truck back. So I'm $2,200 into this repair, and I still need a fucking alignment. And I still need to reprogram the power steering rack. They were not capable of reprogramming the power steering rack, and that's fine. I have ForeScan. I'm waiting for the laptop to charge. As soon as the laptop charges, we're gonna walk outside. I'm gonna show you guys how to use ForeScan to reprogram these modules. But I'm just so irritated because I have called all of these people and nobody will help me. Nobody will help me. Nobody will take my money and do a wheel alignment. It's a wheel alignment. It's setting the toe. The camber and casters, you just need to screw the tie rods in or out to straighten the fucking toe out. Like, it's not like I'm asking for somebody to do a four-wheel alignment on a Subaru with cam adjustments everywhere. Like, I just want a fucking wheel alignment. I want to leave. So I called Firestone, and I'm like, I hate Firestone, but I'm like, I'll call them. And she's like, oh, the wheel alignment tech is leaving in a half hour. And I'm like, okay. I said, I will give him a $200 tip. And she just starts laughing. I said, I'm serious. I will give him a $200 tip if he can get my truck in. Like, I said, I desperately need, like, I need to leave. Like, I have to go. I cannot be here any longer. I'm missing work. This is bad. I need to go. I have to leave. And she's like, well, what about tomorrow morning? And I'm like, tomorrow morning would be great. I can get it there at 9 a.m. or whatever the hell. It said they opened at 9, so I'm like, I just told her 9. And she's like, okay, well, it'll be ready for pickup by Saturday. No, it will not be. I need my truck. Why is this such a big deal? And I kind of got into it with a couple of these. I called another place, and the lady on the phone, the service advisor, was like, sir, we get to them as fast as we can. I said, ma'am, I am literally offering you cash to get this done faster. Like, I will pay you double. Like, I have to leave. I can't stay here any longer, folks. Like, this is going to be a financial bankruptcy for my business if I continue to sit here burning money on my ass after I just spent $2,200 on my truck. So now I'm going to be spending, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That would be Friday and Saturday. Well, that would be another $700 in hotels. Like, serious? That would be $700. So that's $3,000 that I've been sitting here. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm a business owner, not an idiot. So you guys are going to witness me phone call, and I'm going to teach you how to talk to these people. I'm going to teach you how to talk to these people. Now listen, if I've got anybody from Norfolk, Virginia, Virginia Beach, Newport News, this area, within an hour of my hotel in Newport News, if you can fit my 2020 F-150 on your alignment rack, yes, it has a lift kit. Yes, it has big tires. It's not that big. It's a quad cab or crew cab, short bed. Crew cab, short bed. Please, I'm begging you. I understand it's almost the end of the day, but I need this done tomorrow morning. I can't get the runaround anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'm not asking for recommendations or anything. If you actually work at one of these places, please let us know. I desperately need to get the hell out of here. I can't sit in this hotel room anymore. I'm literally losing it. I have had it. Like, this is just stupid, because I probably would have done the damn repair myself, because the whole reason I wanted to take it to a shop was so that I could get the goddamn thing aligned. So I wouldn't have to start, I wouldn't have to go here to pick up the rack. I wouldn't have to go here to pick up the jack stands. I wouldn't have to go to the parking lot here to do this and then go here for an alignment. I could just take it to one place and wash my hands of it. So I'm really, I'm pissed. I'm not saying the shop did a bad job, but I am pissed. I am honestly pissed. Not necessarily at them though, but I am pissed. So we're going to call a couple of places here. I'm going to type in wheel alignment 4x4 Norfolk, VA. Let's see, what do I got here? I got a Gearhead Automotive. Do they look any good? Let's see if they offer services during the suspension. All right, you guys are going to hear how I talk to these people, and I'm going to prove it's not just me. I might have even called them already. We're going to tell them it's a 2019, and I'll explain why in a minute, even though it's a 2020. Hey, I was wondering, you guys do wheel alignments?
We do. What do you got?
I've got a 2019 F-150 crew cab short bed.
Bed? Oh yeah, we would be able to do that for you, yeah. But unfortunately, our lift is actually being used right now, so we wouldn't even be able to do it today. It's just that we're a one-bay shop, and for us to get the alarm machine, we have to go between the alarm, the lift machine.
Okay.
And it's already being used. Yeah, I know Firestone does do alignments.
Okay, that's fine, because basically, I'll tell you a long story short, what happened is I'm 20 hours from home, and I had to have a new power steering rack put in this thing, and the shop told me that it doesn't fit on their alignment rack or something, and it crapped out. So, like, even if it was tomorrow morning, I'm having a hard time finding anybody that'll get me in any sooner than next Wednesday, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I need to leave. So, like, I don't know if it's something you think you might be able to do tomorrow, but if not, that's fine. I can call around.
Yeah, tell you what, yeah, we could probably go ahead and do that tomorrow. Let me go ahead and give you a call back, see if we'll be able to go ahead and take this car out the way. We can bring yours in.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're not going there because he just basically hung up. I need mods, if you could, if somebody does come in. I'm not watching the chat, so moderators, if you could help me out here. Like if somebody comes into the chat and they're like, yeah, I work here or something, let me know. I have to get out of here. I have to leave. Aren't I need a, what about like a, let's see, truck wheel alignment. Because I don't want to take it somewhere and be told, oh, it don't fit on our alignment rack. This shouldn't be this big of a deal. David's Towing and Tire. I wonder if does this guy do alignments? Okay, well this is a towing service, so at least we can call them and maybe they'll have a recommendation for me here.
Thank you for calling. To ensure the highest level of customer care, this call may be recorded. Please hold while we connect your call.
You have reached David's Towing and Tire. For towing, press 1. For in-shop service, press 2. For road service, press 3. For accounting, David's Towing and Tire.
Hey, do you guys do wheel alignments on like light duty trucks like an F-150?
We do.
Okay. I got one and I had another shop do some suspension work on it and the alignment's all out of whack, but they told me that my truck doesn't fit on their alignment rack and I'm 20 hours from home and it's pretty bad and I'm kind of stuck. I didn't know if you guys could maybe get that in here because everybody else that I've called like 20 places and they're telling me like next Wednesday or next Thursday.
I'm actually looking at the week of the 27th.
Okay. All right. You don't happen to know anybody around that might be able to do it sooner that you guys normally deal with or not really?
Colony Tire, maybe?
Okay.
That would be the only other place that I can think of.
All right. I'll give him a call. Thanks. Give me a fucking break. Like, I don't get it. You own a shop. Like, I get we're busy in the automotive industry, but when someone calls you and they're like, I'm 24 hours home and I'm fucking stranded here, don't you think that you could, like, extend an olive branch and be like, yeah, we'll work that in? I don't get it. Anywhere I've worked would have. I don't understand. Like, and this is everybody down here. I don't like this area. I can't get any favors done here. Like, I'm stuck here and you won't help me and people won't take my money. Like, tell me who's on the schedule, you know, and I'll pay them to get off the schedule. Bert's alignment. All right, these assholes won't pick up the phone. Bert's alignment. And I'm telling them it's a 2019 and not a 2020. It's a long story. I'm gonna explain that to you with Forescan. It's something to do with the recalibration of the collision. Just I will get to it, but trust me, there's a rhyme to my reason here. Fewer questions.
Elizabeth.
Hey, Elizabeth. I got a little bit of an issue, and I'm calling you. Somebody recommended you. I am stranded in the area with a 2019 F-150, and I had basically, long story short, I'm 20 hours from home, but I had to have some last-minute suspension work done on it, and the shop that did the suspension work can't align it because they say it doesn't fit on their rack. I don't know why, and I want to go home, and everybody's telling me that it's like the end of next week just to get an alignment. Are you guys able to work with me here at all?
Yeah, I can get you in tomorrow.
Okay. It's got like a 3-inch lift on it and 33-inch tires. Is that going to be a problem for you?
No.
Okay.
No, that shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
Can you do a drop-off?
Kind of, sort of. Like, I'm hours
or you
from
can
home,
come
so
at 1 o'clock.
That's fine. I can be there at 1 because I don't have anywhere to go.
Alright, what's your name?
It's Vince Welty.
Spell your last name.
Waelti.
Phone number.
It's going to be 608. You got it.
Alright, and front end alignment, right?
Yeah, they put a new power steering rack in it, so it should just be set to tow. I just don't want to drive it 2,500 miles home and destroy my tires, you know.
I gotcha. What was the year, make, and model again?
19 F-150 crew cab short bed.
Alright, we'll see you at 1 o'clock, hon.
Good enough. Thanks a lot.
Not a problem. Bye.
Holy shit. We're up to 16 places I've called. 16 fucking places. Oh my god. This shouldn't be this way. These people here, this Burt's alignment, take your fucking car there. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Thank you to those people. Oh my god. You guys have no idea how stressful it is to be stuck 20 hours from home and call 16 places, and everybody but the 16th tells you no, we won't do a simple fucking tow adjustment on your truck to get you home. You guys have no idea how stressful that is. It's beyond stupid. So thank you to whoever suggested that. Thank you. Jesus Christ. I mean, 1 o'clock tomorrow, I was really hoping for tomorrow morning, but whatever. 1 o'clock tomorrow is better than 1 o'clock next Wednesday, so. But they're in Virginia Beach, so that's going to be a little bit of a drive, but Burt's Alignment, Virginia Beach. Let's see, that's probably an hour and a half drive down. It's gonna be tough to get to the severe weather event. All right, so that's gonna be. Please don't be it's an hour. It's an hour drive. It's an hour drive. That's fine. It's an hour drive. Okay. So Virginia Beach. That's gonna put me. Let's say Little Rock. Yeah, an appointment confirmation, that's good. Okay, so from Virginia Beach to Little Rock is 16 hours. That's not terrible. So if I can get out of here, it's going to be about an hour to do the alignment. The Firestone warranties, guys, the warranties don't even apply right now. I just need it done. And no, this will not fit on a Firestone alignment rack. I don't know why. I don't know. But 16 hours. So if I get out of there, Jesus Christ, this is awful. So let's see. 16 hours. So we're talking, they said 1 o'clock. So it's 2 o'clock. 2:30. Let's say I leave at 3, worst case scenario. I drive 12 hours. Ugh. I can't do this. This is ridiculous. I drive 11 hours. That'll get me to, hold on. What about Jackson, Tennessee? I could get to Jackson, because I'm not going to Memphis. That's 13 hours. Holy fuck. And go to Dixon, I guess. What about Dixon? Okay, we could go to Dixon, Tennessee, and then that would take me up until about 1 or 2 in the morning, and that's fine. I can handle that. So then it would be Dixon to worst case scenario Fort Smith. That's probably 12 hours or 9 hours. 7 hours. So I don't think that we're going to be any farther than 7 hours. Now, what about spring? So I'm basically putting areas in. I'm trying to see like how feasible this really is. God, I hate this shit. 7 hours to Springfield, Missouri. Because I don't even know where the target is yet. I have to figure this out. Okay, we can do this. So as long as I get to Dixon, Tennessee, I'll get there by 2 o'clock in the morning on Central Time. I'll get up at 8 o'clock. That's fine. I'll sleep 6 hours. I'll get up at 8. And then, okay, as long as I can get there by 2 or 3, because I think we're looking, we're looking at, I got to look at the models, guys. I don't have any data. I don't have any information on this upcoming storm. God damn. Do we have an 18ZH-RRR? We sure do. God, this just sucks, guys. I probably would have had this problem solved if I would have known earlier. Yeah, I'm showing, this is not good. I'm showing storms Friday at 2 p.m. in Missouri. This is not good. This might be a straight through all night drive where I just want to shoot myself. Holy hell. This is why it's so important, if you own a shop, to talk to your fucking customers and not just have them pick up the vehicle and be like, oh, you got to take it to another shop now. That pisses me off. Like I said, if I would have known this morning when this problem came to light, I would have started making phone calls today and probably had an appointment for today. I don't understand why this is always a thing. Like, I can't stand these shops that pull this shit. Like, I understand maybe if you live here, it's not a big deal, but I'm like, oh my God. So I'm gonna call around in the morning. I've got a dealer in Norfolk that is gonna call me in the morning because I guess they're unable to do alignments this week because they're one alignment tech. I don't know why you have an alignment tech. I mean, any tech can do an alignment. It's not hard, but their alignment tech is on vacation this week. She said that she's going to ask in the morning if anybody else there can do it. I'm like, okay. And she's gonna call me. If they can get me in before 1 o'clock, I'm gonna have them do it, and I'll call these other people and cancel. But I'm not canceling until I know this other place can get me in. If I can get in earlier, I'm out of here earlier. So, yeah, I will absolutely be recommending this alignment shop as long as they do their job. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. So here's the, let me give you guys the rundown. Again, I'm not gonna say the name of the I'm not gonna leave the shop that did the work a review because they did their job. I just feel like I don't know how to say it because they did a good job. They did good work, right? It's clean under there, whatever. But I was under the impression that when I was told to go pick my truck up, and I waited and took my time getting over there, like I could have went over there 4 hours earlier, but I was under the impression that my truck was ready to be driven down the road, and it's not. And that really screws me, you know? So it's not that I think they did a bad job. I would take my vehicle back to them again, I guess, but I would definitely be calling them every day asking for an update, I guess, kind of thing. But yeah, it says unable to do an alignment. This truck is too big for our machine. I don't know if I call bullshit on that or not. It's a F-150 with 33s on it. I mean, come on, guys. Like, it's not a dually here. Yeah, so it was $2,207. plus an alignment I'm gonna have to do. That was a lot of money. Like, I feel like for that amount of money, I should have at least been told. But just over it. So the good news is, well, I don't know if this is good either. The power steering rack is still giving me a service power assist steering message, which is harmless, because when you replace the power steering racks in these trucks, these electric racks, you have to basically program them to the truck. It's so stupid. They usually do work regardless. So we're going to take my laptop out there with Forescan, and I'm going to show you guys how me, the consumer, can do this, but them, the shop, cannot do this. Once again, I'm finishing my $2,200 repair in the hotel parking lot, and I'm starting to really believe that the only way for me to ever fix a truck is just doing it myself. Like, I'm honestly at the point where I don't ever want to take my stuff anywhere again because I can't deal with this. So let's go play with Forescan. Hold on. Oh, you stupid fucker. God damn it. Why did I do that? Oh, I just hit myself in the face with this freaking brick of a computer. So I got to use this ancient computer because Forescan, oh my God, I just hit myself with it. Oh my God. Yeah, they probably should give me a little bit of compensation for the inconvenience, but I'm just over arguing with people. I'm so sick and tired of it. Like, honestly, the problem that I'm having right now is I'm so tired of arguing with people, and I'm so tired of begging and pleading to get something done. Sleeveless. A lot of guys don't know how to use. Oh, so you work at Ford too? Interesting. Yeah. I'm not for certain if you can program these with Forescan, to be honest with you. I think you can. If not, it's not a big deal. It runs and drives. It's just a warning message on the screen. If I have to, I'll take it to a Ford and have them flash it at some point. But I'm pretty sure I can get rid of that with this. It's also possible that I might be able to, worst case scenario, I can just disable the warning message with this. So we're going to go see what we can do here. We should be able to download what they call the as-built data, as long as you have internet on the machine, where it'll download the as-built data, and it basically just programs the VIN into the rack and all that. So I've never done it with Forescan. I've always used one of those, what is it called? The sleeveless dude probably knows, but an IDI or whatever, or a PMI or program something, I don't know, PMI or IMI, whatever it is. I don't remember. It's been many years, but do one of those PMI things where you plug the scan tool in and then you transfer the data to the new rack. It's the same thing. So, but I'm pretty sure downloading the as-built data will do the same damn thing. I might also brick the ECM doing this, but I'm pretty confident, so we're not gonna. So here's the thing that plugs in, and then it plugs into the USB. So it plugs into the car, and then USB. So we go under here, find this thing, just shove it in there. You'll notice it's got this switch on it. For some of the systems, it's high speed, some is medium speed, and it'll walk us through what to have that switch on. And my Forescan laptop has a really bad battery in it, So we're only going to have like 5 minutes to do this. And I don't have an inverter in this truck, believe it or not. I don't need an inverter. I am okay as built in. That's what I thought. So we're gonna wait for Windows like 95 to boot here. I just need to make sure that I've got this connected to the internet, because it has to actually download the as built or something. I typically don't use Forescan for like programming things. Typically I use it to change stuff like the seatbelt dinger, that kind of crap. It's been a long time since I've actually used Forescan to actually do anything useful. So here it is, and it's going to come up as a 2019. It's a long story. We'll get there in a minute. So I need to connect to it. So here it is, turbocharged, direct injected, blah, blah, blah. I am not going to load a profile. So it's going to ask me for 19 or 20 model year. Just for some reason, it doesn't communicate properly if it's on 2020 model year. This thing was manufactured in like October of 2019. It is a 2020, but for some reason, every scan tool comes up as a 2019, but the sticker says it's a 20, so whatever, who cares? So this thing's going to do a scan, and like I said, I'm not loading that profile because I don't know if that's a full profile or not. So let's see. So yes, it does have the high-speed switch, so we click on yes. Now we flip that switch because some of the data network only runs on high speed and medium speed. So hold on, I gotta take the phone out of this. I might even have to pull up a YouTube video. It's been a long time. Okay, have we received all of the modules? No, we haven't. It's still pulling them in. So this is basically talking to all of the different systems and modules on the truck and figuring out what we can talk to and what we can't. And it still says reading vehicle info. So we are going to save a profile. So it's there. So I think I go into the chip. I think it's in the PS, yeah, power steering control module configuration as built. Changing configuration is potentially unsafe. Yeah, copy that. Load factory AB, load factory as built. Let's save it first. There, so if I screw it up. I'm 99% sure this is what I push. Factory as-built data not found. Would you like to download it? Yes. Downloading. This potentially could cause significant issues with the truck if I do it wrong. But that's why you save. As long as you save like the initial configuration that's in there, you're pretty safe. But still, you need to double check what you're doing in here, because there's a lot of places, especially these manual things where you type your own stuff in, that it really, really can screw shit up. I did download the, oh, I should have downloaded it inside. Well, I'm on the same network as what's in there. Error opening file. That's great. Great. Try that one more time. I might have to, it's on Starlink, so. There it went. Just must have had a blip in the connection. So we should be able to write all. And I don't know if this clears that thing or not. I think I might have to do a power steering control module relearn or a reset. I don't remember. Well, it's not giving me the error message, but it's also not done yet. So it might be still writing the module. See, it still says executing service procedure. It'll sit on, sometimes they sit on that for a good solid minute. But I don't have the alarm up there for the alert for it. It says 100% and ready, so we're gonna turn it off and turn it on. Haha, ta-da, we did it. Put it in drive, make sure. All right, we got power assist. All right, and another thing you can check on here, the steering angle sensor. Yep. I was worried about the battery dying too, because, yeah, so was I. Okay. So I just want to check because I'm a little bit nervous about their work now. We're going to go into here and I'm going to load a, how do I do this again? Oh, shit. I want to load the PS power steering control module. We're going to look at the data off of it. Let's see here. Steering shaft towards steering wheel angle. I want the steering angle. So this is going to show us raw data. And when I turn the wheel, yep. All right. Good. So module is working. We are going to do a module reboot though. So that's good. So we are communicating with the power steering rack. So I have finished their job for them. And let me tell you though, folks, this truck drives like a freaking dream now. That power steering rack must have had a bad bushing in it or something. The tie rods were tight, suspension was tight. But if you went like this with the wheel, you could feel like a little popping. And I actually thought that it was the steering shaft. So the steering shafts in these down under the truck, right? Usually you can get at them in the hood. There's like a sleeve, like a telescoping sleeve, and there's like a U-joint on the end. Sometimes that gets a little bit loose and has some play. Sometimes you can re-grease it. Sometimes you just replace it. And I thought that, well, maybe that's where that little bit of clicking was. And it didn't really bother me. And I thought, well, and it just started happening on the way down here. And I was like, well, maybe it'll get worse on this trip, and then I'll be able to find what the noise is. Well, if I would go over a bump, I would feel that slight clicking. And I'm like, God, that feels like it's in the damn suspension. So on the way down here, because I'm nosy, I jacked it up and I was under there with my pry bar in the Love's parking lot. And I was prying on stuff. I'm like, there's nothing that's loose under here. And I think there was something loose going bad in that rack. And we're going to drive it around here just to verify. But this thing, oh my God, this has had something loose in that rack for some time. Because this thing, it feels like you're floating on a cloud driving this now. Like the front end on this felt a little clunky. Like everything, there's no play. You know, not clunky like that, but it felt like there was something going on in there that didn't make sense. And I thought, well, maybe it's just the bigger tires. Maybe I got too much air pressure in there. I don't know. Something just didn't feel right. Like it didn't feel as smooth as it should. Because anybody who's ever driven, like especially like a Ford truck, knows that these things really just kind of glide over bumps and stuff. Like you can be running over potholes and stuff, and you don't even know there's a pothole. Like this thing's driving a lot better. So something was wrong in that power steering rack for the past couple of weeks. So I know there was another chaser that was kind of making fun of me being stranded, and they're like, oh, it's because you drove through salt water. No, it's not because I drove through salt water. This thing has clearly had an issue since prior to this hurricane or tropical storm thing. So I'm gonna run over the bricks because I should be able to feel it in the bricks up here. But yeah, this is There was something wrong in this rack. It just happened to have, yeah, it's not doing that. Like on that uneven surface there, it would have that little clicking in there. So there must have been a worn out bushing or something in that rack. I don't know what it would have been. I haven't ever had one of those racks apart, but there was definitely something going not right in there. I'll show you guys what got replaced, but at least it wasn't as expensive as my freaking Tahoe. I mean, that damn Tahoe was, oh shit, $5,000 to do the damn rack on that thing. Stupid GM parts. Yeah, this thing drives great. Oh, let's see if we got any other codes while we're in here. Just to be sure. We're going to do a code scan on this real quick. I should be able to do that while it's running. Oh, there is a code. That's not good. Uh-oh. Oh, I need to be on high speed. Hold on. There's... Unable to read DTC. What the fuck? Yeah, we have a code for the steering. Let's see. Steering, blah, blah, blah. What's the time? So this code was set today at 1:10 p.m. So we can clear that. That's from earlier. We can clear that. And then make sure that it doesn't come back. So that code is from earlier. So we're just going to clear that out of there in case we do have problems with it. That way we know what's current and what's not. But yeah, ForScan, folks, it's cheap. It's like $20 for a year license and then $50 for this adapter. I highly recommend it. The dealership uses like the Ford IDS or whatever it's called, but ForScan can do a lot of those things. I still have this invalid data received from body control module, and I don't know what that's for or why that's there. But I'm going to try clearing that again. That pops up every now and then. But there's nothing else wrong, and there's no codes in any of the modules. I kind of write it off as whatever, so. But now that this power steering rack's been done, I'm going to see if we can force this to clear out of there. Just get everything cleared out. That way, if there's future problems, it's easier for somebody to diagnose the problem. Yeah, that's still there. Invalid data received from body control module. I don't know. You know what that could be? That could be something to do with the tires. Well, because I've replaced or not replaced. I've switched the tire size in here. I mean, it could just be something stupid. I don't know, but it's a U code, which is a COM error, and it's not setting anything. It's not setting the malfunction light, or it's not setting the check engine light. This code's randomly been in here. There's no effects of it, so we're gonna leave it. But I do want to check my battery, because you guys remember me saying something about the battery. So we want to look at volts at the PCM. Battery line inferred. That's fine, we can do that. Because we had those low voltage codes. I just want to make sure that we got that taken care of too. I don't have a digital voltmeter with me, so we're just going to use the PCM data. Battery voltage inferred is on here. I don't know why it's not showing up. It should show up here. There it went. 14.46, and then if we scope it, the bottom is our voltage, the top is our RPM. So you see the spike there. Voltage is steady. If we turn the wheel, you see a voltage dip, right? Turning the wheel takes it down to about, so it takes it from 14.46 to 14.35. That's because we're turning the wheel and using the juice to turn the wheel. But it's steady. RPMs are good. It responds if I give it a RPM spike. Well, as much as it is, it's at full capacity right there. And then as soon as I let off, it drops back down to about 14.4. So we're charging just fine when we turn off, let's see what our drop goes to. Hold on, I have to put the key back on. Let's see what we drop to. 13.03. And I've got the air running. I got stuff turned on, and we're sitting about 12.9, 12.8, 12.9. That's good. Battery's good. Voltage system's good. I'm happy. This is good enough. Okay. Christ. All right. I'm going to leave this out here because I'm going to check all this stuff again later. Let me show you guys the rack. So, because everybody's been wondering what was replaced. I'll show you. See, they're saying this won't fit on an alignment rack. I have a hard time believing that. I mean, this is just an F-150. It's got a 3-inch lift on it. But, I mean, why does this not fit on your rack? So, got new tie rods with it. Power steering rack lives up here. And basically these two bolts are all that hold it in. So these two bolts come out, and then you undo the tie rods. Here's your adjustment for the alignment, and then that rack comes out either of the sides. This is where you do the alignment. So you loosen this jam nut, and then you turn this in or out to pull the tires in or out. So there's that custom work that Rob's neighbor helped me with. Thanks again. To fit the tires and all that. So the good news is we had 3 problems. Problem number 1 was the power steering control module was not programmed. I still have a hard time believing that a shop that can rebuild an engine couldn't do that, but whatever. This is ridiculous. That's fixed. Second problem is the wheel alignment. We got a worst case scenario. We're going to get that done tomorrow afternoon. So that's almost fixed. And then the third problem is I'm in Virginia. And that problem should be fixed after we fix the other problem tomorrow. So yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt to align that myself because those freaking big tires on there, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to. It's not that bad that it's off, but my problem is the steering wheel's off a little bit, and I really don't want to chew them tires up. Those mud tires are super sensitive, like just a little bit of toe, and they like get chewed up way too fast. But that's why I'm kind of surprised too that the shop, given they couldn't fit it on their alignment rack, I thought they would have done that for us and at least got it a little bit closer than they did, you know, because you can use a piece of string or a tape measure and get it closer than it is. Because I mean, it's way off. It's like this. So, but the good news is it's just a toe adjustment. So, but I called that Burt's Alignment people, and the good news is when you deal with an actual alignment shop is typically they don't balk at this stuff. Whereas like a regular shop's like, oh, we'll get to it when we get to it. But an alignment shop that does suspension and custom jobs, they'll actually do it. The Ford dealership's usually pretty good at getting them done too. But I'm just not having good luck with these Ford dealers out here. The Ford dealership at home in Belleville, Wisconsin, they're pretty good. I literally just have to show up. I don't even have to call them. I can just show up and be like, hey, align this thing. And they'll do it. Was this a finance lot truck? What's a finance lot? No, it came from a dealership. I have no idea what unless I don't know what a finance lot truck is, I guess. The truck's not financed, if that's what you're asking. No. Let me scroll through the chat. Yeah, if I attempt... The problem, like, I get it. This thing's got bigger tires on it. But I have a hard time believing it's too big for the rack. I don't know, man. I don't know. But at least worst case scenario, I should be able to get out of here by 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a miserable freaking drive. I mean, absolutely miserable. But we'll do it. Really didn't want to be stuck here another night, but whatever. Let me do some research on this Burt's alignment. Just to... They've got good reviews. Really good reviews. This looks like a custom shop too. Yeah, so we are the trusted name and wheel alignments for all kinds of vehicles. Lowered cars, lifted trucks, classics, RVs, limos, buses, and more. Alright, we're good. So they'll be able to get it. I'm pretty sure they can deal with the pathetic little 3-inch lift on my F-150, so... I really was hoping they'd get me in the morning, but I mean, like I said, I can't complain. You know, I mean, 1 o'clock that's better than anybody else would get me in. So, man, that's gonna be tough getting out there though. Oh, shit. Anywho. Well, here we are. Finance lots are small used car dealerships who sell vehicles with genuinely poor repair histories. Well, that's definitely not this. This is a $40,000 pickup truck that had 45,000 miles on it when I got it, so definitely not that. I get a lot of, and I'm not saying that's what this person was saying, but I get a lot of people. There's this joke. It's not a joke. I mean, there's a lot of these chasers out there that were making this thing when I got this, that were like on Reddit, and they're like, "Oh, I wonder what finance company owns that truck." It's like, a finance company doesn't own it. I'm a business. Like, it's not. I don't understand why, like, there's this derogatory thing where people are like, "You don't even own that truck. The bank owns it." It's like, I do own it. I have the title. In fact, I have the title. Not that. Okay, I don't have the title with me. Okay, it's not with me, but I do have it. So, I was gonna show that, because, like, there's... people are so nasty on the internet. Not that was the intention of it, but no, this is a very fine automobile. It's definitely not a junker. Have I checked the recalls? No. I have a 2009 Tahoe that still has the airbag recall that's never been done, so... I never even bother with... I just usually don't even think or bother, you know? Well, Thomas, like, that's what normal people think, but... Yeah, so the problem is I don't think it's the width or the length of my truck. I think that these shops were upset about the width because I do have those negative offset wheels, but they only poke out from the truck like an inch. They don't stick out that much. Like they barely stick out. Like I just have a hard time believing that's not fitting on somebody's rack. But whatever. I'm just disappointed, because this has been a really hard week for me. I mean, I've been stuck here. I've been begging people to get this thing worked on. And I've just, honestly, folks, I probably would have taken it somewhere else. I probably would have tried to find somewhere between here and where I was going to do this work if I would have known it was going to be this runaround. Whatever. It is what it is. I was really excited too to talk about what a great shop that was, but I'm not even going to say their name because they didn't do a bad job. But they also, I don't know how to describe it. Like, they didn't screw me. Well, not intentionally. I don't know. So I'm not going to give them a good review. I'm not going to give them a bad review. I'm not even going to tell anybody where I took it. I was just really looking forward to being able to talk about what a great experience, because it was a great experience. People were polite. They were knowledgeable. I just don't know where the communication breakdown happened that you didn't tell me until I pick up the truck that it's not done. Like that. I have this issue pretty much anytime I take my vehicle anywhere. And that's why I get so upset and anxious when I have to take my vehicle somewhere. And sometimes I come off as a rude customer because I am very bullheaded about stuff. Like, for example, if I'm dropping my car off to get work somewhere and something doesn't sound right, I'm like, no, this is what's wrong with it. We need to do this. If you disagree, that's fine. But this doesn't seem right, or this price doesn't seem right. Why is the price so low? You're not doing this, you're not doing that. And I think that upsets some shops, but it's because I've been burned so bad that I need to make sure when I'm trusting someone to get me fixed, that it's going to get fixed. And this is the problem that I was afraid was going to happen. I was going to be like, God, what's going to happen when I pick this truck up? Something's going to be wrong. But I'm happy that I'm happy that the expensive part of it's done, but it sucks. Like I said, that's $2,200. Now I got to cough up another $200 probably. I mean, it's Virginia Beach. I'm sure it's $200. I had to cough up another $200. Like, I'm just sick and I have to go out. I mean, it wasn't a big deal to program it, but I still had to go out there and do that. It's like, it's just exhausting. It's really exhausting. So. With that said, now's the time for our advertisement. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do the super chat thing, you can do channel membership, or you can click on the link that is pinned in the chat. By the way, if you haven't visited, aside from giving us money to operate with, if you guys go to the website that's pinned in the top of the chat and click on it, you should click on it anyway. Because, I mean, yes, it has our PayPal, Venmo, Cash App links and all that, but it's got some new links. I've got a link there to Scientific Sales for your 8% off if you're interested in the Kestrel or the personal lightning detector things that are yay big. They're pretty cool. I'll show you guys one of those next time we have a lightning storm. But I've also got links to Facebook and the Discord channel on there, or the Discord platform. So we still have seethestorm.net and all that, but this is just a link tree. It's just here. It's just an easy one-stop spot to get the links to everything, so you don't have to go to 5 different websites. So. That's new. That's there. So if you want to take a look, you're welcome to. But let me take a peek at the chat. I am way behind in the chat. They were afraid of the aftermarket wheels. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. My phone dinged. So we got to come up with a plan here to salvage this. So basically, full transparency. Like I said, this is by all this said and done with all these extra hotel nights and crap, this is a $3,500 setback. So, and I don't go out there to saying these things to imply that it's the viewer's problem. part of why we do these live streams, like when we're not chasing, is so that because a lot of people have genuine interest in what it takes to do this, what it takes to run this business, what it takes to be part of this, and this is it. It's not easy, it's not cheap. So now I have to basically go and figure out, okay, where are we going to find this cash to put back, so to speak. And the only way that I can do that is by continuing to chase severe weather. We have to just go out there and do more, right? So, and this live streaming here, like we've gotten what, 3 or 4 super chats. So we probably have gotten what, probably $20. And this is something that this doesn't cost me any money to be live right now. I'm not saying the only reason I go live is to make money. But for example, like by doing a stream like this, when nothing's happening, I'm just updating everybody, it costs me nothing. Yeah, right here. Chat revenue, $27. Okay, so now I have $27 toward this $3,500 repair. And while that might not sound like a lot, because it's not, but if you start taking things in pieces, it adds up. Because I look at it this way. I don't have to pay for any of the food that I ate today. You know, I spent $10 on lunch earlier. I'm going to probably spend $8 to $10 on dinner tonight. That expense is gone. You know, we had some very generous folks. Lane, you're always out there, appreciated as always. We had Michael this time around too. While we were down there doing the nor'easter deployment, we had some very generous folks pitch in some respectable amounts of cash to fund Project Weather Eye and what we're doing. I don't want to say dollar amounts because I know we said names. It's when the stuff is not sent in a public manner, I don't want to like dox people, but I want to make it very clear that took a huge weight off of me, because that's a lot of money that I didn't have to take out of my pocket and transfer into the Project Weather Eye bank account to make things work. So appreciate it. And we appreciate all of our super chatters, Venmo, Cash App, whatever, PayPalers, you guys, whatever you want to call everybody here. Because doing something like what I'm doing right now helps me recoup the cost a little bit. And it's kind of entertaining. You know, we've got 300-ish people, give or take, watching what we're doing. So, wait a minute, what? I can get myself a 1/4 of an ounce of weed with that. Okay, I'll take your word for it. All right, I was going to draw you guys a little diagram of all the financial mistakes made in the past few days, but I don't have a pen, and apparently they don't put pens in the hotel anymore. Oh, what's that? Oh, I got one. All right, so this is my brain. And in here is a bunch of deployment notes. So basically, when we're doing these planned deployments and stuff where I have to organize crap, I write the stuff down because it sits very nicely on my center console. I can write crap down, unit number 4 has a bad SIM card, needs a new one, stuff like that. And then I can keep track. So that's why I carry the old school notebook. Thanks, Joel, I think. Joel? Jim? James? Somebody with a J was in there. I think it was Joel, but if it wasn't, sorry. The chat's being weird. So we've got a 35, this ain't gonna work. $3,500. I see other YouTubers doing stuff like this all the time, and it looks really cool when they do it, but when I do it, it looks like crap. Let me try this. God bless America. Jesus Christ, they don't make this stuff like they used to. It's like these whiteboard videos that you see all over the place. So we got 3,500. Right? So that's our deficit. We've probably made on this channel, let's just say $100. 100. So now we're down to 3,400. So I look at it like this. So if I were to go home right now, well, let's back this up. by chasing the next couple of days, I'm probably going to have, I'm trying to think. Let's just say $500 in revenue come into this YouTube channel. So let's just say 500 future. That could go up or down because this is just a one-off event, right? Going out to Nebraska or wherever we're going. Let's just say 500 comes in. For me to go home, it's going to cost me about $250 in fuel and $100 in a hotel to split the drive. So we're at $350. So if I add these two, that puts us at $37.50. So my deficit's at $37.50. Now if we chase, we can take that $3,400 off, and we're gonna go $2,900. Why am I being pinged? If that wasn't somebody, if that was important, you'll have to ping again. So that's our, now we're down to a $2,900 deficit. And then it's still going to cost me, it'll be about $200 to go home from there. And then $100 at a hotel. I'm not factoring in hotel for here versus here because whether I spend the money at the hotel tomorrow night going home or going to Chase, it doesn't matter. It's still a hotel. So now we're at $300 to go home. So if I added these two, that would put me at $3,200 for the hotel or for the deficit, which is less than the $37.50. So by actually driving and chasing, we can bring that deficit down some. Now the chances are that we will also probably get, I don't know, we channel members and all that and those incidentals. If we can somehow bring this deficit down to like 2,000, so that this entire mess up was like 2,000, that's what I keep in. Wait, what? What? Sorry, I got a message that made no sense there. So that's gonna bring us down to like $2,000, and I can't fly. I have a truck with a bunch of equipment, so like I have no choice. So that brings us down to about $2,000. So when I look at this is a very common number. I call this a common fuck up. Usually this is the deficit where you should be 2,000 ahead, but you're 2,000 in the hole. I don't know who that is. But anyway, typically with this number, that's what I call like the make or break, where if it's over this 2,000, then you have to stop and be like, okay, what do we do here? Because we need to either scrap the mission or scrap the chase and cut our losses, or we need to go back and figure out something major that we can change. We're at 2,000, which is a recoverable number. So if we stream, let's say we stream tomorrow and then we get a couple extra storm chasing or a couple extra streams in there. Let's just say we make $50 a stream. That's let's say 200. Now we've got this down to 1,800, and we are well below now what I call the F around and find out number. So if you can, I've found that when you're doing this as a business with people and asset stuff, if we can stay under, when you have a catastrophe, if you can stay under this $2,000 FAFO number or at or right around or under, it's usually decently recoverable by doing extra streams. So typically if I go live, like right now, this live stream right now, I'm going to show you guys right here. $47. See that right there, chat revenue? This live stream has made me $47. Now, I don't get to put all that $47 in my pocket. I only get 30% of that. So that's what, 40 or 70% of that. Hold on. This is why if we appreciate the super chats and stuff, but we really like, if you're really wanting to get the most value for your dollar, if you are interested in financially supporting what we do, we always recommend the PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, but we are not complaining about the super chats. Trust me, they're just as important. So that's $33. Okay, so we're at 33. we're going to have a little bit of ad revenue in here too. Let's just say this live stream is $50. $50 doing this. Okay, so now that's even, so I figure if you do these live streams every day, you do 5 times 7, that's 350. So you can do 350 per week. And if you take 1,800 divided by 350, that's 5 weeks. So we can actually cancel out this deficit in 5 weeks if we stream basically $350 worth of revenue per week. So I could totally cancel this out if I stream every day for the next month. And the fact of the matter is I probably will be streaming every day in some way, shape, or form for the next month. So for those of you that were wondering how I actually, wow, this is a mess. But for some of you that ask me, and a lot of folks ask because they're genuinely concerned or interested, like they want to know how this works. This is how I do it. Like when we have a big emergency or a breakdown, I look at it and it's like, okay, how much does it cost to scrap it and be done? How much does it cost to recalculate or recombobulate, which in this case might have meant a different shop or a different part or whatever. And then how do we get it down to about $2,000 of loss? And if we can get it down to about $2,000-ish, I know that it's almost always recoverable within a month or two. So I can put the business, this business back in the financial place that it was in 1 month. So we will recover from this incident within 1 month. You know, obviously, full transparency. You know, sometimes we get these folks that, you know, they put these big super chats in, or we get these folks that, you know, they come into Venmo or Cash App or PayPal and they kick some money your way. Obviously, if that happens, it reduces that deficit faster. Just talking YouTube terms of things, because I have a lot, folks, that I just wanted to kind of give you guys that, because that's not me trying to like justify views. That's just me trying to give you guys a little bit of a look into it, because I know a lot of people have genuine interest in how any of this works. So that's how it works. Because when you think about it, like we've got a $20,000. This breakdown sucks because this was the money that was actually going to start that, and I'm actually really sad about that, but whatever, we'll make it work. But we have a $20,000 bill that we need to fulfill because we want to do Radiosons, the balloons, and our data packs this coming season, the spring season. And well, we just pissed about almost a fifth of that away on this, so hopefully that's the last time we have to do it. But that's what we use a lot of this for. I'm not, as you guys can see, like I'm wearing Crocs, right? You're not. Look at my pants. You guys see this shit that I wear? Look at that. I mean, I have nicer pants. Like, I'm not homeless here. I don't want anybody to think that. But like, we're not funding my lifestyle here. My family's not out here taking these crazy vacations and crazy this, crazy that. Like, we're not buying. Well, yeah, we kind of are, but like, you know, Nikki's not at a home in a fancy apartment with a brand new car and shit. Like, and none of the members of our business are benefiting as much as I wish they would. So I just want to make it clear that, like, we really do appreciate, a lot of us do, because the crowdfunding or the fan funding allows us to do a lot of these things. And the money goes, the revenue, I should say, goes to making sure that we can do these things. It's not, oh, wow, we just got a $300 super chat or whatever the max. I think the max is $500. It's not, oh, yeah, we got a $500 super chat. Let's go blow it on beer and bowling or something. That's not it. It's, wow, okay, that's $500 super chat. We keep $350 of that. So that's $350 we got toward our $20,000 bill, basically. Because the way that it works is Project Weather Eye is 70% funded by me. 70% of the monthly operating is funded personally by me. Like, literally by me. Because it doesn't really make money. It's not supposed to make money. It is, but it's not. Like, when we're doing stuff, the social media money, right? But Project Weather Eye is not a goods and services. So somebody's not out there saying, "Hey, I want to spend $1,000 with you to purchase a handshake from me." You know what I'm saying? It's a social media. The social media revenue, sure, but it's a startup. It's a small business. So the 70% of that funding of our project is my personal bank account, and 10% of it is seethestorm.net's bank account, and then another 20 is a sponsor. And it's really expensive to run what we're doing. And I could actually give you guys a little bit of a rundown of this sometimes. People have a genuine interest in this, but the amount of data and server costs are exponential, and we are trying to get this to the point where our members of Project Weather Eye start benefiting more from it as well. So we're trying to make this more than just a me. It is more than just a me, but we're trying to make it so that it can be a little more self-sufficient, let's put it that way. So it doesn't require continuous transferring of funds from my pocket to its pocket. It's designed to require that somewhat, but not. We're ahead of schedule. Let's put it that way. Our plan, not mine. Our plan was in 2 years to have this thing be self-sufficient within reason. If we want to do big projects or something like that, we might need some additional. But the self-sufficiency, we're almost there. And the reason that I differentiate Project Weather Eye income versus seethestorm.net income when we're streaming on this channel, this last deployment that we did, that was a Project Weather Eye deployment. All of that income and stuff, that was a Project Weather Eye generated thing, because whether it was me behind the steering wheel, or Aiden, or Zach, or David, or Tyler, or John, or any of these folks behind the wheel out there doing the deployments, that still would have been just as successful as it was. That was a Project Weather Eye deployment. Anything that comes into this channel for that is going back into it. And if Project Weather Eye was its own channel, which it's not, because it wouldn't work out, we need to farm it out to our different topic. If it was its own channel, it would have been making the same amount of income. So, and we had a hell of a week, guys. That nor'easter, I'm going to give you guys the numbers right now because I love transparency. I don't owe anybody to know this amount, to know what this is. I don't owe it to anybody. But I actually like to share it because I don't see this as we're bragging or anything like that. I see this as, look what we've accomplished. And I'm really happy about it. Let me try to find where I looked this up. Now, I want to remind folks that just because a large amount of money gets generated doesn't mean that we keep that, because we have to spend money on the bills to be able to make the content. We have, let's say, $1,000 just to turn on the cameras that month for data. If we make $1,500 on the stream, that's only $500. And then what if we have to pay for gas? Well, that's $300. And then a hotel, that's $200. And now you're in the negatives. That's how fast this shit goes down the toilet. Goes down very fast. Let me see if I can find a number here. Let's see here. There was one that got a bunch of views. It got like 65,000. Yeah, right here. So if I click on that, it should show me how much money we made. Right here. Look at that. 541.20. That's after we take that's after YouTube takes their split. So that would be more like 625 if YouTube didn't take a split. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. A couple of years ago, there were times where I was making $1,000 every live stream, and it still wasn't covering the bills. But live storm chasing has been so saturated now. I used to be the only one out here doing it. Realistically, like for a while, it was just me on YouTube. It was like that was it. It's not that anymore, and that's fine. Long term, that's actually probably good because it brings more people into the interest of storm chasing. I think what it does is it's kind of like a little bit of a dip. Everybody's revenue is going to dip a little bit, but long term, it's going to be a slow growth. And it's, this is where it might have been before. This is where it is now. but up later on in a few years it'll be up here because it's going to be more popular. You kind of have to take a little bit of a hit to make it more popular with more people. It's a little bit of an oversaturation thing, but I think it's a positive because more people will discover the live storm chasing, and that'll bring more audience to it. It's a slow rebound. I think it was a necessary thing to happen. So that 541, that covered all of the data for that, for the cameras and stuff. The next day, let me look at the next day. This is such a pain to go find. The next day, there was an additional 300 in there. So we're up to 800. The next day, or the day before or something, that was another 300. 3 plus 3 plus 5. 3 plus 3, 6, 5. Give or take with the incidental streams in there, we're probably about 1,600 in YouTube revenue for Project Weather Eye. That's on the road to self-sufficiency. If we would have had another deployment this month, we would have hit self-sufficiency. And that makes me really happy. I don't plan to have Project Weather Eye be self-funded, self-sufficient for another year and a half. Well, year and 3 months. The fact that we're like 40 to 45% of the way there makes me really happy, because I really didn't even expect to be 50% of the way there until February. So we are, let's see, November, December, January. We're 3.5 months ahead of schedule, and that makes me really happy. So that's the state of Project Weather Eye, if anybody's wondering. I don't think I can get NOAA grants because we are a private business, and I'm 99% sure that you have to have some sort of university backing you or something like that, or I don't know. I'm at the point where I would rather, thanks, Rachel. I actually got a notification. I normally don't get that. Thanks. Seriously, thanks. What the hell was I saying? Oh, I don't really think that I care about the grants anymore, because I think that we've got a better chance at crowdfunding this. Because here's what I can do. I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna come off as a beggar, but I don't care. But I'm going to do this as soon as I get time. I make a website that's got a bar like this, right? And we got this bar, and up here we've got 20K. Down here we got 0. All right, and I say we need to be up here, but we're down here, and here's the amount of money we've got, and we filled every day. We update this and fill it in. Say this is how much we need, and here's where you can cough it up. Here's where you can shove your money into our bank, basically, and this is where we need to fill this void. And I know that's a really arrogant way of saying it. It's supposed to be sarcastic and a joke, but we say to our audience, hey, we need to fund this. We still need this. Can you help us? And we tell them what we're going to do with it, and then 9 times out of 10 they help us. I've seen this happen. There's countless times where a vehicle was broken down or something was broken. Oh, my pen was open. And I say, hey, this is how much it costs. I'm broke. You guys want to be involved in this? And people get involved. So what we're going to do is we're just going to crowdsource this and be like, hey, this is basically what we want to do. Do you think it's cool? You want to help out? Okay, here you go. We're trying to, within that 20 grand, we want to budget like $1,000 for, we're going to do patches and t-shirts and all sorts of stuff to have to like give to people. Like if we run into one of you guys out there and we're like doing a weather balloon launch and you're like, oh yeah, hey, you're one of our followers or supporters. Cool. Here's a shirt and a patch. Something like that. We want to have, of our missions, we want to budget enough so that we can have something to give a little bit back to, because when we're doing these weather balloon launches and stuff and our deployments, we want to encourage the audience and the community, you guys and girls and cats that piss in a box or whatever you identify as, to come out and watch. Like, understand that we're working. and we can't really do the chasing. But if we say, hey, we're going to do a launch out on County Road 69 and the intersection of 420, see what I did there? You know, at 12 p.m. And if people want to show up, like you guys, and see what it's about, show up. We'll have a t-shirt, a patch, I don't know, you know, stuff like that. So we want to make this really cool, because remember, it's not just me. We've got Zach out here, we've got Aiden out here, we've got Tyler and John, and well, Chad's out here too. Like, there's other folks that are involved in this that they might not chase as much as I do, so you might not have become very familiar with them yet. But as we go into these busy parts of the season and we have projects, you will become familiar with them. So this is not just a me thing. You know, these folks don't work for me. This is almost like Project Weather Eye works for all of us, if that makes sense. So this is, I'm just really excited about this. This is going to be a really cool thing. I mean, we kind of got screwed out of a hurricane this year to do a big deployment, but we're going to do the next big winter storm. We're gonna knock that out. What do you think about Balkan Times? I don't even know what that is. Sorry. But I don't know. I'm very optimistic about a lot of this. I really am. I got an order in with air gas. I got helium and hydrogen coming. The hydrogen is for an experiment, which we will not talk about. It involves a balloon and a Roman candle and a controlled environment in my front yard. But we'll talk about that later. Because if there's one thing that gets people's attention, is explosions. So yeah, ice storms suck, but I like snowstorms. So oh yeah, hydrogen's very, very flammable. Where does money from monthly memberships go? I don't know. Into my bank? I promise we get it. It doesn't go to China. No, the channel members, you know, we see that at the end of every month. YouTube keeps a 30% cut of everything on this platform. Everything. And then we get the rest. So we see that monthly. We're only looking about $400 a cylinder for helium. And that's expensive, but I can get like 35 balloon launches off of that. So what does that come out to? 400 divided by 35. That comes out to be $11 worth of helium per launch. That's not bad. Considering that we're looking at 25 for the balloon, 200 for the sonde. It's going to cost us about $300 per launch. And that's why I'm really trying to crowdfund this, because folks, this is data that we're open sourcing that can be used to make more accurate forecasts. We can study severe storms, and we can make this out so not only can we have better public forecasts, but we can make a better forecast for ourselves and where we're deploying our equipment. And we can also relay that information to you and tell you if the atmosphere is capped or if it's nuclear and we're about to get an F5 wedge. So I'm really looking forward to this, but it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like we're doing a public service by, $300 just to launch a balloon. But it does a lot for the public. I feel like it doesn't make us heroes by doing it, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like it makes, like, we're accepting a really great responsibility by doing this. And I think that's kind of cool that us, just a bunch of YouTubers, can come out there and kind of help fill the void of weather data a little bit. I think that's cool. I'm trying to get the chat back up. It's busted again. Oh, there it is. Yeah, hydrogen is cheaper, but the problem is hydrogen is very flammable. And it will blow up. And I really don't want hydrogen in my truck. I can get a hydrogen cylinder filled. They were telling me for $200 basically, and I think hydrogen's a little more efficient. I think we probably could have got 40 launches out of that, so it'd be basically half the price. But it's not going to be half the price if it blows up, because then it's going to be expensive in a lawsuit. So we're going to go with helium, because helium is an inert, noble gas. Yeah, we're going to be doing winter weather deployments as well, so. For sure. Anyway. For $10, you can have your name applied to the... Honestly, I was thinking about... So that's one of the things that we were kicking around is like a sponsorship package or something, right? Like maybe even for businesses. Like, hey, I'll take a Sharpie and write your business name on the sond or something. I don't know. But yeah, I need to... We really... And this is an open invitation. We really do need to probably start working with some sponsors here. I don't want to corporatize and sell out this operation, but I don't think there's any harm in saying, hey, we are $500 a day to sponsor, and we will give you a little bit of an advertisement. We'll talk about what you do. We'll feature you on our social media posts like, hey, we're out here today with funding provided by ABC's Tire Shop, and they serve this area, and if you want tires, you can go here, and here's where to find them. There's nothing wrong with that. That's basically like, that's no different than me thanking you for your super chat. I'm not going to turn this into, like NASCAR where we've got, crap all over. I think we can do it in a tasteful and non-disruptive way. So yeah, I'm actually going to see if I can put together like a sponsorship package. Good news. So here's some new information new in the YouTube world. Are you guys ready for this? So very soon, within the next couple of weeks, YouTube is redoing the live ads. So you know how when we're doing a normal live stream, how when there's an ad, it comes up and it just covers up the live stream and you have to skip it? That's going away. They're now going to do side-by-side ads. So so when you get an ad, it's going to go over here on the side, and then it's going to split screen the stream and the ad. It's going to make the stream a little smaller and then the ad a little smaller and place them side by side. And it's also going to play the ad muted. So if you are not a channel member or a YouTube Premium member, now if you're a YouTube Premium member, you don't get ads. If you're a channel member, we run a simultaneous stream without ads. If you're neither of those, you will now no longer have your stream interrupted by an ad. It's still going to play and it's going to come on screen, but it's not going to talk over us and it's not going to override the stream. It's going to be side by side. So big thank you to YouTube for that, because that's big. That's really big. It's not finalized, but it's in the process of being pushed out. So that's kind of cool. It's in beta, and yeah, it's being pushed out. Like TV, I think TVs have it on some streams, but it's supposed to be released fully very soon. which is good. So I'm looking forward to that, because that's fewer people complaining about my live stream. So, but I think that's a very good thing on their part, because I think a lot of people just close the stream out when they, you know. I am freaking starving. So, that's where I'm at. Let me just monitor the chat, see if I'm missing anything here. God, there's some weird people on the internet. There's some really weird people on the internet. God help us all. I gotta figure out why this chat does this. The chat in YouTube Studio, it's not because it's on Top Chat either. I thought it was because it was on Top Chat, but it's like it gets frozen and then I have to refresh it, and then when I refresh it, it takes me all the way to the top and I can't just scroll to the bottom. I have to like manually do it, so I keep getting lost where I'm at. It's like I can't even keep up. This is really annoying. Not happy. Whatever. So that's that. Any other business here? Anybody? Okay. All right, well, I guess that'll be it. I'll have a live stream tomorrow whenever I get on the road. So if Ford calls back in the morning and can actually get it in before these other guys, I'll take it over there. But Uber Eats, cool. So, and then it's going to be one hell of a drive. So, but I really don't have a choice because it looks kind of dead. So we really need to be out tomorrow. So I'll see you guys a little bit later, or Saturday. I'll see you guys a little bit later on. Take care. Thanks for watching.